Welcome to Kentcore. Here with us tonight is the House of Wills.
I got direct deposit. I get drunk at home. I got my voicemail box that says, please leave me alone. And I got a Dalmatian, and I can still get high. And I can barely play guitar, it makes me wanna die. Listen, I rarely see people save for quick trips to the store. All my friends are either dead or not my friends anymore. Oh, Ohio is a prison, and most of it is trash. The Cuyahoga will burn again and smother us in ash. And I can't wait for the party. I hope you're all coming down with me. I can't wait for the party, but I would wait for you. It's called Lone Star. Winter came running while I slept in today. Tried to get right, but the devil keeps getting in my way. Changing my name couldn't shake this curse. Going through hell and it just gets worse. Winter came running while I slept in today. Grass stays hidden and the leaves have turned to dust. Now I'm getting real leery about the people I can trust. But changing my name couldn't change my life. I'm going through hell on a 10-speed bike, and I'm getting real leery about the people I can trust. 'Cause I can't trust. I can't trust. I can't trust any of us, including me. We've all got something to hide and prove. So before I play this next song, first of all, my name is JV. This is the House of Wills. I am very happy to be here at Kent State. And while I did not attend college here, or anywhere for that matter, I did spend a lot of time here with my girlfriend about 20 years ago. When I would hang out here on campus and smoke weed in her dorm room and eat really good off her flash card. So I have a lot of fond memories of this place. Thank you for having me. This song is called Ready to Die. It was all a dream. I used to have dreams and I used to believe in dreams. Before or they got the better part of me. And I can see clearly, but it ain't a pretty sight to see. And now I'm begging to be cut from the team. I've seen what the world has to offer. I'm good. The older that I got, the more I understood, and I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. I've seen what the world has to offer, and I've given it a try. Now I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. It was all a dream, and like most dreams, it went up in smoke. And I got real tired of always ending up the butt of the joke. And I got real tired of working hard and always ending up broke. So now I'm ready to croak. Yeah, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. I have seen what life has to offer, and I've given it a try. Now I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to bop ba da da ba da da bop 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 ba da da ba da da bop 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 ba da da ba da da bop. Ready to die. I'm ready to bop ba da da ba da da bop 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 ba da da ba da da bop 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 ba da da bop bop. Yeah, I'm ready to die. This song is called It's a Shame About Jay. It's not released on anything, so you can't find it anywhere, but you can hear it right here, live on Kentcore. I shower with the water too hot, 'cause I don't like the skin that I got, and I want to burn it off. Whoa, I want to burn it off. Whoa, I want to burn it off. I want to burn it off. I want to burn it off. And I welcome the pigs who wait outside of my door, 'cause I'm ready to go to war, and I'm gonna kill them all. Whoa, I'm gonna kill them all. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna kill them all. I am going to kill them all. I've grown accustomed to operating at a loss, and I know they wanna nail me to that cross. Well, let them come and try. Whoa, let them come and try. Whoa, let them come and try. Let them come and try. They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die. It's so weird playing songs and then just having dead silence in between them. But I understand that the crew, wonderful crew here, can't just applaud. So that would be weird too. And now I'm just talking to the ether. Anyways. The song's about smoking dope and riding skateboards and having your heart broken. It's called Mike Watt. call it Mike Watt because it's also about listening to Double Nickels on the Dime by the Minutemen. I got your postcard in the mail today. You had addressed it to somebody else. I keep telling myself it was an honest mistake. Picture it's someone barely in frame, and it kind of reminds me of you. The way you're so present and still so far away. Dreams can last forever, and some can make you feel so bad. God don't pull the levers, man, he's hardly even watching. Couldn't you tell? I still do kick flips in the parking lots like I never grew out of my teens. Some folks might laugh, but they probably hate their jobs. I rode home and watched footage of Matt Tomasello doing things that I could not believe. Hand to God. Hand to God. But punk's not dead, and I know why. All my friends are getting high. They say only posers die, so we're all gonna live forever. And we could be the Minutemen, book a tour that never ends. Our band could become your friend. Our band could become your new best friend. All right, this song's called Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, and it's not by Bruce Springsteen. It's by me, JV, the House of Wills. I could move out to the boardwalk. I could start over again. I could delete my internet presence and sever all ties with my friends. I could commit to the art form. I could start all of the trends. Or I could walk into the bank with a handgun, but you know how that story ends. With the feds. Listen, I'm tired of picking my battles. I'm tired of fighting for love. I'm tired of seeing these fucking pigeons and never a single white dove. I am tired of burying people. I'm tired of swallowing blood. I'm tired of the scratches on all of my knuckles when all these motherfuckers have none. No! If you know, you know. It's called 10-4. She said, stop. You gotta tell me if you're a cop. I said, I don't have my shit that figured out. I'm just getting high in a parking lot. 'Cause I was young and dumb. Then I got old and dumb. and now I'm at a truck stop. A few hours to sleep it off, trying to ignore the hacking cough, and I can't help but pull a couple bandages off. I miss having friends and then I don't. The Lord forgives your sins until He won't. All right. The song's called JV, Join the Army. I didn't do that shit. 'Cause I thought about the army. My dad didn't say a thing, because he wasn't in my life by the time that I was old enough to think about joining the army. And I thought about buying a gun on the day that I turned 33, because trouble seems to follow me around these days, and I don't want to get caught lacking out in these streets. So it doesn't bother me when these broke motherfuckers are lying on my name, 'cause I wanna leave behind the kind of legacy that makes you wanna piss all over my grave. All right. Excuse me, that probably sounded awesome. I'm going to drink a water. So, I would be remiss as a transgender woman if I didn't say, to anyone watching, if this means anything to you, there's no law or politician or whatever that can make you less trans or make you less who you are. And absolutely fuck all of those people. This song is about how it's cool to wish death on people because a lot of people deserve it. I hope all my enemies die tonight. Hope all my enemies die tonight. On the losing end of a gunfight. Wrapped up in plastic, prepared for their caskets. I hope all my enemies die tonight. I hope all my enemies die tonight. When they dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. Silence the tough talk, white chalk outlines on the sidewalk. I hope all my enemies die tonight. Die as they do. I I'm going to play one more song. And this song goes out to anyone who lives in a place that sucks. It doesn't have to just be in Ohio. It doesn't have to just be in America. Be anywhere in the world. A lot of places suck. I hope you go somewhere cooler. This song is called The Shittiest Towns in Ohio. It was inspired by Wellington specifically. There's a Pete sale sign on the side of the road. In the loneliest place I've ever known. All the shops are closed in the afternoon. You can feel the sense of impending doom. Goddamn, the heat wave comes, then the heat wave goes. And we were getting beat by cops in civilian clothes, screaming, fuck 12. And then it hasn't rained since the start of June. You can feel the end is coming soon. There is a pile of pamphlets at my door. None of them can tell me what I'm searching for. I say, God send a spaceship to lift me out of the shittiest towns in Ohio. I sing, God send a spaceship to lift me out of the shittiest towns in Ohio. The heart of it all. Thank you.
The House of Wills up next. Welcome back to Kentcore. Here with us today is the House of Wills. So first question, I'll just have you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
My name is JV. I play music as the House of Wills, as you all know now. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice. So the House of Wills is a real place in Cleveland, Ohio. So what kind of inspired you to adopt that name?
So I was playing solo music. I had been playing solo music years ago under the name Nebraska, stopped doing it for a while, started doing it again under my own name. And my friend Max Stern, who you might know from the band Signals Midwest, told me you should have a name because it's easier to book shows and then you kind of trick people into thinking you're a band. And so I lived by the House of Wills, like the place, and it was just like this spooky ass fucking building near my apartment. I was like, that's cool. All right, that'll be sufficient. And that's literally it.
Yeah. So you mentioned you had like a previous solo name. What kind of other, you were also part of Heart Attack Man. What other projects do you like work on outside of your solo stuff?
I played in a band called Pretty Awful, which I joined within the last year or so, which is cool. We're just working on new music now. I had a hardcore band that's kind of dormant right now called Ram Ones, which is just Ramones if you space the two words apart, because we want to get sued. We think that would be fun. Yeah, I've been playing in a bajillion bands forever. It's all I know how to do.
Yeah, and that it's kind of like a broad question, but how would you say that kind of like creative process is different from your solo work, especially because that's a lot of different genres that you mentioned. So how does it kind of vary for you?
Well, it's definitely more collaborative, working with other people. It's less like the onus being entirely on you. But I kind of, so it's nice to have both. Like there's times where I just want to make stuff and not have anyone have any say in it, and that's why I like doing the House of Wills, because I can do any show I want. I can do this without having to ask anybody what their schedule is. But then it's fun to play loud music, it's fun to play with other people, and to like work together on writing, so yeah, the processes are pretty different.
Yeah, for sure. You, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been performing music for around 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you kind of get started like writing and performing your own music, and what keeps driving you to keep doing it?
Well, to answer the second part of the question, mental illness, self-hatred probably. No, I was 6 years old in 1994. I'm an old bitch. I was watching Saturday Night Live. I saw Green Day, and I was like, that's what I want to do. So I started getting a little older, and I think by the time I was in like 4th grade, I started writing lyrics, which you can imagine were bad. And then I continued to write bad lyrics for many, many years, and started my first band in like 8th grade, I think. We played our first show at Peabody's. I was like this is all, like the second we performed, I was like, that's all I want to do. So I love having art. Like, art is so important. I don't see a life without art. I don't understand how people don't value art on that level, either creating or consuming it. So it's just always been the one thing I wanted to do most. And even when I felt like nobody gave a shit about what I was doing and I was at my lowest with it, I still like couldn't stop continuing to make music in some capacity.
Yeah, and it is kind of connected to it. And you mentioned, you know, you're inspired to create because of mental illness, but you described it in a post of yours once as something you're cursed to continue doing. And I found that really interesting. And if you wanted to talk about where this kind of wording came from, and if you think your perspective has like changed on that at all, or if you still feel that kind of cursed about it in a way.
So like that was from, so I had, after I put out the EP Pengchi and then the full length True Crime, which was like during COVID times. So obviously there weren't a lot of shows happening. Also, we're still in COVID times, but during lockdown times. So there weren't shows happening. And then I made this EP and it was the most proud I'd ever been of anything I'd ever done. I made this record, I felt similarly about that. I played my first show when stuff started to come back and not one single person I knew came to it, which I like didn't expect a big amount of people to come because it was still like people were still cautious. But like it was so disheartening to have nobody show up. And that was like the only moment in my life where I was like playing a set and was like, I think I'm gonna quit. Like I think I'm just done with this shit. And I was really upset, probably made some embarrassing Instagram stories about it. And woke up the next day and I was like, fuck, like I can't not do this, and I just felt it. Do I feel the same way now? Absolutely the fuck not, because the last couple years have been really incredible, and I've met so many wonderful, I mean, like 2 people have fucking the House of Wells tattoos. That's the craziest shit on earth to me. I cannot believe that that's real.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with what I'm doing.
So you post like a very wide range of like music genres on your Instagram story, just kind of talking about music, and you play in a couple different kinds of bands. But what is it about? What is it that draws you to folk punk as a genre to like continue creating in?
I just like playing solo and playing acoustic. Like the thing that made me want to pick up an acoustic guitar when I was a teenager was the Mountain Goats, and that was back before like really anyone gave a shit about them. Which is not a point of pride. It was like it was sad to me. I was like wanted everyone to love this band, and I'm so glad so many people do now. But I wanted to do something similar to that, and the stuff I was writing back then was just one-to-one Mountain Goats ripoff. It's just shamelessly not good at all. But yeah, so that's why I like playing acoustic. It's just you have the freedom to do it by yourself, and yeah.
So what to you, and I wrote the Cleveland folk punk scene, but just like the Cleveland music scene in general, what about that is like special to you, or what's your favorite part about it?
Just the community that's there. I mean, there's so many, I think it's really encouraging. I think it's in a really good place right now, especially, you know, like even within like the folk punk specifically, like you have like Jimmy who does Six City, puts on a lot of shows and a lot of like charity shows and things like that. You just have a really wide net of different artists and people that I'm watching grow, and like there's a lot of really young people who are super talented and making incredible music. So it's just a really like welcoming and diverse place to be. And yeah.
For sure. Yeah, of those artists, are there any like artists around that we should be keeping an eye on?
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Valentine Vandal, who I consider my child. I love them very much. And Crumbling Creature, who I know is just up here. Ashley is a good friend of mine. Ren, who does Girl in the Shade. I love her so much. She's incredible.
We've had her on. She's great.
Yeah, she is the best. So those are just a few. I'm probably forgetting 1,000 people. I'm going to feel so ashamed as soon as I leave here that I didn't name more names.
We get the energy. Yeah. So, what is your favorite show, Cleveland, elsewhere, that you've ever played?
Oh, that is tough.
You can list a couple.
So, yeah, okay, good call. Well, I got to open for Laura Jane Grace a few years ago,
so cool.
And that was like one of the coolest moments of my life because I had seen Against Me play at the Grog Shop like for the first time like 17 years prior to that or something. So to be there with her, and she was the sweetest person. I broke a string during my set. I was mortified. She gave me her guitar and restrung my guitar. So that was just like, and that show opened up a lot of doors. It kind of was like the thing that got people to start paying attention. And then shortly after that, I played Trash Unreal, which my friends put together, but it was a show that was like a mixture of drag performers and bands. And I thought that was really cool. I was really excited to do it, and I kind of thought it would just be a thing I played, and then, whatever. And then I kept getting asked back, and then I became like pretty involved with the drag community, and I go to drag shows a lot, and those are some of my favorite people on earth now, and some of my best friends are in the Cleveland drag community, which is amazing, by the way. Look into the Cleveland drag community. It is weird as shit and very, very cool. I promise you, it is awesome. But that genuinely changed my life in like a huge way, where so much of who I spend time with is related to that show having happened. Yeah. It's cool to be able to look at a show you played and be like, wow, that completely changed the trajectory of my fucking life. Yeah.
Do you have like a pre-show routine or like any rituals you tend to do?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah. That's all right. Do you have like a favorite? What's your favorite song that you've ever written?
Oh, that is a very difficult question.
We'll get more specific next up.
Of my favorite song I've ever written, I don't know. I guess it depends on my mood. I have a song called "Locked Out of Heaven Part 2" because I'm a dumb bitch and I like to name things really dumb names. Which my partner at the time said, "Oh, I love that there's not a part 1," and I said to her, "Well, there is. It's by a young man named Bruno Mars. I think he's going places." But that song sounds like Neil Young on like cough syrup to me, and I think that's really cool. Yeah. And there's a lot of like religious imagery, which as a firm agnostic, I like to put in my songs a lot.
Yeah. Following up to that, do you have like a favorite lyric or like series of lyrics that you've written?
I'm sure I have an answer to this.
That's okay.
I don't know. I'll say this. So the first song I played, Proud Mary, when I was writing that song, and I wrote that part, I got a Dalmatian, I can still get high, I can barely play guitar, it makes me want to die. I wrote that down and I was like, that is the dumbest thing I ever wrote, and I fucking hate the song What I Got by Sublime, and I'm referencing it in this dumb thing, and I was like, that was almost like a turning point to me, where I was like, oh, you can like be kind of stupid and be kind of funny, and you should do that more and stop being so like trying to be so profound all the time and kind of let go. So that was actually like important to my development in songwriting.
Yeah, that's such a freeing moment to be able to like let yourself like be silly in that way.
It's a quote from Jarvis Cocker, the singer from the band Pulp from the UK, where he said like, I had my writing breakthrough when I stopped trying to be profound and started writing about regular stuff. Yeah. And I read that after the fact, but I was like, that's same shit.
So you post a lot of like movies and stuff on your story. Would you say that kind of impacts like your songwriting at all, if that makes sense? Just kind of like two different creative worlds and how they kind of intertwine in a way?
Yeah, for sure. I think like any art you consume is going to have an impact on the art you make. Yeah. And I think it's really like, I'd rather be influenced by things that have nothing to do with what I'm doing.
For sure.
Like with music, like one of the biggest influences on the House of Wills is hip hop. Like the structure of writing within that genre, the dense references and things that you really have to like get granular with to even understand. I love that. Yeah. I wanted to take from that. So I'd rather take from that than an artist that sounds like me. I'd rather take inspiration from films or a painting or a book or whatever than just like some other folk punk artist or whatever. Yeah,
that's really cool. I don't think I would have like noticed that like looking at your lyrics, but when it's pointed out, I can definitely see like the not referential, but like I understand what you're talking about, and that's super interesting. So last few questions here. What is one thing that you're looking forward to right now? And it doesn't have to be music related, just anything. We need it.
One thing I'm looking forward to is going to the fest in October in Gainesville, which I do pretty much every single year, and it's like my favorite thing to do, so I'm really excited about that.
That's super cool. When is that, in case we have any viewers in Gainesville, Florida?
Last month of October.
Awesome.
And I think it's like their 23rd or 4th year doing it. It's the best.
Yeah. So wrapping up here, do you have anything that you'd like to promote music-wise?
I am playing at Sunnyvale Trailer Park, which is a house venue, I think on March 29th in Berea, Ohio. I have a show. I'm playing a festival in Norfolk, Virginia, or Norfolk, Virginia, as they should say, Pusha T country, at the end of April. So that's really exciting. So I'm playing Moonrunners Fest at the Beachland in May. So there's a lot of cool things coming up in the next year.
Awesome. So that is all the time that we have for this segment. But thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you.
Yeah. So stick around. In a minute here, we're going to play Pick a Jam. Welcome back to Kentcore. Today we're back with House of Wills, and we are going to play Pick a Jam. But you're a big fan of movies, big movie person, so we're going to play a slightly modified version of Pick a Jam. So if you would like to name a song, that's okay, but also if you'd like to talk about a movie you're a big fan of, that's okay too. Yeah, so I'll have you pick a card here, and then I'll read it out. Okay. So, your favorite holiday movie?
Favorite holiday movie? Honestly, this is such a basic bitch answer. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Watch it every single year.
Classic.
I've watched it 1,000 times since I was a child. You cannot go wrong. Actually, my second answer to that is John Waters' Desperate Living.
I need to watch that. I need to watch any John Waters.
It's depraved and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely a Christmas movie, so enjoy.
Yeah. So Home Alone or Home Alone 2?
Home Alone 1.
for sure.
2 is still good. 2 is a sleigh. Although those two dudes would be so dead. It's not even but it's unbelievable how dead the two bandits would be.
All right, next card.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. A movie that's underrated.
All right, so I'm going to be really granular here and
That's
talk
okay.
about my love of Japanese cinema. I love Japanese film. There is a director named Nobuhiko Obayashi he directed the film Hasu, which is like the one film that people know of his. That movie is incredible, but he continued to make films for decades up until he was dying of cancer. Like his last movie he made, Labyrinth of Cinema, unbelievable, unlike anything you'll ever see in your life. He was like dying of lung cancer. But he has a movie called Casting Blossoms to the Sky that is my favorite film ever made. Again, unlike anything else you'll ever see in your life, it could not be more underrated, and go check that shit out. It might still be on the Criterion channel streaming, so go watch that movie immediately if you're watching this. As soon as this is over, Casting Blossoms to the Sky, do it.
All right, next card. Okay, a movie that you'll never get tired of.
Office Space. It's like the one movie where if I happen to be watching TV somewhere and I'm flipping channels and it's on, I will stop. I will watch it. And I rewatched it recently for the first time in a little while, and I was like, damn, this does not get, it is so funny. This movie is great. So Office Space.
I miss cable for those movies that are just like on TV
The
and you
movies
have
that
to
are
catch them.
always on TV, yeah.
That's my dad with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is like so basic, but he's like downstairs and like 3 nights a week I will hear it blasting. Like, how do you
so
not
funny.
get sick of it?
If you're gonna like watch the shit out of a Marvel movie, that's one of the good ones.
Oh yeah,
That's one of the better ones.
It's such a good like. It's like the junk food of movies, which isn't a bad
for sure.
thing. It's
well,
just
see,
like, yeah.
I'm with you because every diet, like, you should eat some junk food.
Yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
are allowed to have junk food. It's the same thing with art. Like you
Yeah.
need to have, like, you can watch. I have an In the Mood for Love tattoo, so I love cinema, but also like I love every Jackass movie, 5 stars, all of them. So like you got to watch some trash.
For sure. All right, next card. Thank you. A movie that makes you cry.
So many.
Yeah.
I am a Pisces through and through, and I'm a crybaby, and I love that about myself. I would say recently, again, back to Japanese cinema, a film that came out last year, I believe, called Monster by Hirokazu Koreeda. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Maybe one of my favorite movies ever after watching. Like, I've seen it 3 times now, I think. They showed it at the Cinematheque in Cleveland. If I start thinking about the last 10 minutes of that film, I will start to sob. If I start playing through it in my mind, I truly will start. It's happened many times. I feel myself getting emotional right now. Watch that movie too, Monster. Always will make me cry.
Yeah. If you can make it through, could you give us like a not a plot synopsis, but like a description?
It's so it's this movie that's told in 3 parts by 3 different characters, basically. So you really don't know what's going on until you're supposed to know what's going on. But it's about this young, like, elementary school boy, and he has this conflict with his teacher, and there's like potential like physical abuse happening there. and a friendship with another boy. And I can't say too much more without giving it away, but it is like, it's profound.
Yeah.
It is profound.
For sure. All right, next card. Thank you. Movie that gets you hype. Just a little bit of a weird one, but a fun one.
Gets me hype. That is a good question. I'm trying to think of like, I should have my letterbox out. JVezus, yeah, JVezus, JVEEZUS on all social medias, including Letterbox. I review everything I watch.
We'll have your Instagram at the end. So remember, follow that on Letterbox too.
Yes, it's everywhere. And yeah, I do review every single thing I watch, and I watch a lot of movies. What got me like really hyped recently? You know what? Like, I'm sure I'll have a better answer to this, but I did just go see Mickey 17 last night, the new Bong Joon-ho movie. And I loved every second of that movie, and it definitely got me hyped. So it's a good enough answer.
One of those movies when you're a kid, like you walk out of the theater and you like walk up the little ramp, and you're like, I'm gonna change everything. Like,
Yeah, this is my personality now.
Yeah.
I still watch movies like that now, where I'm like, had I seen that as a kid, that would have drastically shaped my attitude for like a year. Actually, you know what? I rewatched recently that I saw opening weekend in theaters. Freddy Got Fingered. Never will not get me hyped. Incredible film, masterpiece.
Do you have a favorite like movie theater? Because you mentioned the Cleveland Cinematheque.
Yeah, the
like,
Cleveland Cinematheque is the greatest theater in the world. If you live in Cleveland, Ohio, and you're not, or anywhere near, and you're not taking advantage, start. Like that place has some of the best programming that exists. The Cedar Lee is also great. I love the Cedar Lee. The Capitol, also great. If I'm going to like a chain theater, I go to Cinemark in Valley View. That's a pretty good one. That's where I was last night. So.
Awesome. So, okay, thank you. Movie that reminds you of your parents.
Oh, that is a fucking loaded question.
You can skip.
No. My dead bastard father deserves this. Well, now I'm thinking though, like, what movie reminds me of my parents? I probably should just say one that reminds me of my mom, who is alive and nice to me, and was present in my life.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, give me another one because I just don't. I can't think of anything.
No worries. Okay. Movie with a number in the title.
What,
Mickey 17.
17?
Yeah, that works.
M3gan.
M3.
Which I've not watched. Not for any judgment call, I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel, I think, which I don't remember. M2gan. I don't remember hearing if that was any good or not. I also didn't see it.
I think I heard it was okay.
Yeah, I think it was like the way that the Babadook was like a gay icon. I feel like they were trying to do that kind of thing, just from what I saw. With the marketing, but
the Babadook was good. That was a good movie.
It was. Okay. I guess a movie you know all the words to. So maybe a song you know all the words
Wait,
to, or
what
like
movie can I recite every single word to?
Well, maybe there's like a scene that like
I'm
one of those
sure
you
there
watch
is.
on YouTube over and over.
And like song, I know all the words to. Well, there's a few by the House of Wills. There's like 100 by the Mountain Goats. There's a bunch by Sam Cooke. Bring It On Home to Me, Sing It Anytime. One of my favorite songs ever.
All right.
I'm gonna go here. I haven't gone to the top yet,
Okay.
so there we go.
Thank you. A movie for the beach.
Spring Breakers.
Spring Breakers.
Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna stay with Harmony Korine, but we're gonna go Aggro Drift, the one he put out last year. That's all in infrared.
Yeah.
Which is a masterpiece. That movie is incredible. It is so good. I see his head shaking. Thank you. I love that because that movie is so good. It is like a movie about NPCs who are stuck on a loop. It is like the worst thing I've ever seen that I also loved every second of.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Funny movie.
Funny movie. What makes me laugh? Clifford, starring Martin Short, where a very much adult Martin Short plays a 10-year-old boy and is the antagonist towards Charles Grodin, who is just incensed the entire movie, just apoplectic, like just full of rage. And one of the, like, a bizarre, absurd, insane movie, hilarious. Also, fun fact, features the recently deceased R.I.P. Shifty Shellshock from Crazy Town, who as a child had a bit part as the character Victor in Clifford. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I'm giving out good recommendations.
Yeah.
This is a sleigh. I promise you.
Make this a letterbox list, like things they recommended on kentcore.
Thank you. That's a genius idea. I'm going to do that.
Okay. Favorite road trip movie?
Oh, that is a good question. That is a fun question because road trip movies are so awesome. Man, favorite road trip movie. So there's a movie, again, back to Japanese cinema and movies that like 100 people have logged on Letterboxd. There's a movie called Our Huff and Puff Journey, and it's by Daigo Matsui, and it features these 4 teenage girls who decide they are going to bike way far away from where they are, an unreasonable distance, a distance you can't bike to go see their favorite band, this Japanese band called Creep Hip, who are real. I had to look it up. But the film we follow them on this journey to go see this band. And it is, in the movie, they're like filming it on camcorder while they're taking this trip. So the film keeps flipping back and forth between like actual film and then like these camcorder shots. It is such a cool movie. And you can find it online in illicit ways. It's not that hard. But I am deeply in love with this movie, and it is a great road trip movie. Highly recommend.
And is it documentary or like mockumentary?
No, it's not. It's neither, because it's really just like one of the girls has a camcorder, so they're kind of just filming their trip. But the filmmaker decided to make it in this way where you're watching the actual like quality camera, but then these will switch to like hand cam shots. It's such a fun movie. It's so funny. It's really like moving. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Movie that reminds you of your friends.
Okay. Oh, this is a good story. So the David Cronenberg film, A History of Violence, because when I was in high school, a bunch of my friends went and saw it. They come back and they're like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. This movie was so terrible. Like, hyped me up about how bad it was going to be. So we go watch it. Like, when it comes on video, which I think it was the last movie ever released on VHS before they stopped making them. And so we rent it, we watch it, the movie ends, and I'm like, that was fucking incredible. What is wrong with you people? I like was mad at them, and I didn't understand them, and I felt far away from them for a minute. I love all those people. I rewatched it recently. Holds up. I was right. I had good taste, and they didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's all we have. That's all the time we have today. My inner came out. But thank you so much to the House of Wills for joining us. Be sure to follow our socials at kentcore BSC on Instagram, kentcore KSU on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow JV on Instagram. Follow JV on Letterboxd. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
And good night, Portage County.
Bye.
Bye.